Divine Sunshine, and welcome to Divine Unisouls 11, where we learn how to be to thy own self, be true. The spiritual revolution has begun, and we are evolving. I am looking at an oldie but a controversial subject that has been on this channel that has caused me to go on and off. However, Spirit told me today, and I say, "Are you really for real?" Because now I sound like a hypocrite. I went on here and said I wasn't doing no karmic stuff. I wasn't doing anything like that. However, they were saying we have now, I think we have now evolved is enough on this journey that we understanding that when we're looking at the karmic, that we're understanding that again, they're here to give us lessons. Hey, again, and we just switched from one classroom to another. Come on over here to room 103. Y'all was in room 101. Now we in 103. So this one, I am doing this because there are a lot of people that I know that are in karmic situations. I know of also in connections with karmic situations themselves, rather it's a person, place, thing, coming up with the job, coming up with a place, coming up with family dynamics, that people are karmics. We understand on this channel that the karmic is a hard lesson. It's something that's going to help us to come along and say, hey, I'm going to put the gloves on to help you evolve and go to the other channel. Okay. I mean, to the other level. What I'm saying to myself is I'm hearing somebody say, if you don't agree with it, hey, you can always go to other channels that are on your alignment, on your wavelength, that's saying, hey, the karmic is the devil. That's on you. But that's not where I'm coming here from. Okay. Because also I've learned what they say, the more you uh, resist, the more it persists. The more you're looking at them as them being the opposite or the opposer, the more that is going to keep on going in that proverbial circle. Okay. And until you start snatching that power away from that so-called karmic, it's going to continue to be in that way where you keep on feeding it the fear. And that's what's going on with us emotional too. I have not stated that as well, because again, there's things going around that feeds off of that emotions. That's why if you're like a person like myself to say, hey, you know what, you ain't about to get me all started up, so I could be able to, for you to feed off of that energy and for you to become more powerful in that. And so again, you have to counteract that by you snatching that power away. Again, being transparent, being honest, not manipulating. Those are the things that you can snatch the power back. But when we're talking about also with the karmic, and I have been there, I've honestly been there, scared or whatever, saying about the karmic situation and giving them power and things like that. And so now it's time enough for to understand, okay, now what's the lesson? Why did you appear in my life? Why did it appear in the counterpart's life? Why is this? I'm just speaking of all generalities. What is it that you're gonna learn? Okay, it's enough of you gonna boo like wearing the white sheet and scare me in the middle of the damn night. Now I want to know, snatch sucker off and say, okay, oh, it ain't nobody that. What? Why are you here? What's the purpose of it? Because now it's getting on my nerves now. So I need to know what's the purpose of the lesson as to why you're showing up. So now that's what Spirit told me to do. And Source told me to say, dive into the karmic, especially with the emotional things going on. Hey, we ain't the only ones that's questioning, having this. Oh, cut it out. Having this thing happen to us and being influenced very heavily by these emotions is also them as well. So, what is it that is bringing to the table with them? Because these planetary stuff just ain't happening to the divine. Like I say, it just rain on us and then it skipped over them. Sometimes in Chicago it does that. It rains on one side of the street and the other side of the street it's not raining. Okay, so what's going on here? Everybody's getting affected. Okay, because everybody is supposed to be elevating and going to the next level. So when I pulled the cards while you all were going to the washroom or whatever and getting your snack or whatever for us to do part two together, it said it's a rebellion. That's interesting. I just said on my end, we on the spiritual revolution, and they're saying right now there's a rebellion with the karma or the karmic or the lesson, the hard lessons that's being there. That again, to me, is like again, we got to, now we all evolving, and we got to get everyone on board about this going up higher. Okay, and there might be a rebellion again going against what's supposed to be the norm, or what's supposed to be going on as far as the dynamics of us coming together for the twin flame dynamic or the connection. Again, we're not just talking about people. There could be a rebellion. The job is starting now to act up funny. I just talked to my nephews, talk about they just started laying us off here at the place. And I was like, what? So now there is the job and turn into the karmic, okay? Because now it's a hard lesson. Now he got to go out there and find another job doing after COVID. So it's a whole bunch of things that play a part as far as how these things is like. I thought we was going all right, and all of a sudden it's this uproar, this upheaval. That's what we're talking about, rebellion. It's like it was, everything's going fine. So in the comics world, if you put it that way, they're like, hey, I thought I had my foot on their neck. They ain't moving. I got control. And I'm talking about, hey, it's COVID. You think about leaving this job? I don't think so, because hey, jobs are scarce out here. I know how you think about you gonna leave us, and so again, who gonna accept you? So again, some of that kind of scripted stuff is the same thing that's been told to, even in relationships, or even in you finding if you saying, even let's say the place that you're living in is becoming karmatic to you, and you're saying, okay, I don't want to live here no more. And it's like, again, I talked to even my realtor, and she was saying, again, not my house, but I was just getting a feel about it because I'm seeing everybody getting houses and stuff. And like, what about it? So okay, well, you know what, I can sell your house like lickety split like that. But the problem is you moving into another home, because again, people are putting all these offers on homes like it ain't funny, like it's candy going out of style. And how you gonna be able to jump from one thing to another? So this is another thing of how that will be presented. A karmic thing is a rebellion, because it's like, okay, I thought I could be able to maneuver, but still it's something that's got that foothold on it. So now it's gotta be a rebellion to go against this upheaval, to let go of some of these powers that they think that they have over us, to not be able to move and go into the next level. So that's what a rebellion. So right now I asked for clarification. I said, okay, well, what do you mean by rebellion? So it's saying right now with the karma situation is that they have been in the hunter, the aggressor, just like I say about the job. They putting on all these different kind of responsibilities on you. But I'd be damn, I want to go home, because a lot of people say, well, we ain't got enough people working here today, and it's only about 4 of us, because a lot of them quit, and we can't have so many people in the office there because of COVID. You get so many people, and that has caused a problem. So again, here you go. Okay, I got to put in extra hours. I got to put in extra work because so and so not here. Okay, now that's the aggressor. That's the hunter. Okay, all this aggression thing, they put all these pressure on you. Being in a relationship with the karmic, they put all these on the herd of fathom. Oh, I see you. I put all these kind of stipulation and regulations and all this stuff, and all of a sudden they're clamping down very hard on you. That's another thing that's going on. So this is again moving from the hunter into, again, to the natural, is where the spirit wants. Source is saying they're moving into being natural, not being all that flash and dash because of ego has made them the aggressor in the relationship, or in the dynamic of the job, or in the dynamic of the what's going on in your house. Maybe things aggressively is falling apart. That's because, again, when I think of hunter, that means, again, they are the ones that's making you the prey. They're the ones that's in control. They're the ones that have all of the power. So they're moving them from that into being their natural state. This is where we are. So authentic, real, and organic. Now, what's going on with them? Again, and this is collective, all karmics that we're talking about. And this, what's going on in them in the 3D thing, is about them trying to make it interesting. We say the same thing for us collectively. It's about this connections. How are they really connecting? How are they really making these friendships? Some of these friendships, again, if we look on the relationship things, the people who are around them, is based because of phony. It's a power struggle. It's friends. Some of them are there because of their being scared. Some of them are friends with them, because it's like, oh, I'm rubbing shoulders with this person, but this, although they built up this falseness as to who they are from an ego standpoint. Some of them again is making connections because of on the job, because they feel as if they need these connections on the job. And we talk about how karmically, and if I leave, that's going to be a problem for me, because again, I've made this network of people and we got an understanding with each other as well. Also, this what's happening is transparency. Okay, so now right now this was on a job, and I can even think of being even on my own on my job there. Some things are shifting and changing. There's a transparency here. I'm saying again that spirit is bringing up all this. This is interesting that this person is very clear. The skeleton here, which is makes it's again the skeleton's out of the closet. The truth is coming out on all fronts of all karmic situations, person, place, or thing. These things are unearthing again. I told you, even us in the divine feminine energies, when I talked about it, how all that stuff has got to come out. So that's something that again, in order for them to be able to have this wholeness or coming complete or whatever that's going on, I see this rainbow colored here, they've got to deal with it. This red sticks out. So in order for them to truly be rooted, for them to be in their heart, for them, and for to be natural, you got to be in your heart center. And for they got this blue for them to be able to really truly communicate. It's kind of indigo blue, so it could be also be able to see what is really truly who they are. They have to go through this transparency. Everybody is going through transparency thing. These got to be the truth in order for them to move from the person who's the hunter, which to me is like the manipulator. So the job is the manipulator, moving from that energy into the natural. You know, they tell you stay sometime. We don't have too many people here because of COVID, and this is why we need you to go. Okay, now they're tugging your heartstrings. Now you know you're the best one, and you get them in and out. And you can just stay one more hour. That's fine. Same thing in a relationship. Maybe someone is talking about, I ain't got no place to go. We ain't sold this place yet. So, you know, can I stay here? And in the meantime, they making their going home a holy hell. You know, so that's another thing about that. Well, we supposed to be, you know, separated or whatever. And so that's again, that's another way of doing that. The home, like I said, I want to leave, but I can't because again, the housing market, where I'm gonna go is, you know, that kind of thing. It's manipulation thing. Okay. Also, they're dealing with toxicity. Okay, toxicity here as well. Understanding the nature of it, becoming a predator, and how that's being very toxic where they are. Some of them, even if they're really truthful with themselves, they're seeing that it's toxic. Even if the person's a manipulator, the boss saying, you know, they really feeling kind of bad about themselves, kind of pushing on that pressure as well on people like that. You know, and in the front of you, it's like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm about. But behind the scenes, maybe they go home and they're like, you know, something about this don't feel right. I used to do this for the last 15 years. Now I'm not too comfortable still doing it now. So that's again, there's some kind of wake up calls coming in. That's what's about the transparency becoming clear. And then again, that's interesting. The next thing is this duality. There's this split going on. You know, it's dealing with the shadow, but then it again want to be in the light. I want to be good, but you know what? I got this role on the job as being this taskmaster boss, and I got to keep it up. I really want to be nice, but you know, if I do it, then everybody's gonna run them up. Same thing in the relationship things. Like I really want to get out of this, but at the same time, you know, I've been on social media talk about me and the boo thing, and so now what people gonna say, especially my friends that's linked up with me when I say I want a divorce. I'm like, what, girl? You been on the face social media doing all X, Y, and Z, and now you want to break up with the person? Oh my God, you know, and that's funny. We was watching the talk real quick, and they were talking about, you know, should you put your relationship up there on blast on Facebook? And I told my philosophy, and I told several times on this channel, no, you shouldn't put everything out there, because when you get ready to leave, people will hold your feet to the fire, like, what, you know, and you feel like you got to answer to people and give people an explanation. But you was always showing up all those pictures on Facebook, how you and the boo thing was your X, Y, and Z, and like, oh my God, where this come from? Now, some people don't fall for the okey doke, and some of them look at it and say, girl, that don't surprise me. I knew that was going to happen. It was too good to be true, all that stuff they was posting on social media, you know. Some of that. But again, some of you are, if you're playing that role and you need that people please and that feed from other people, that might cause a problem too as well. The duality. Should I stay at this house or should I go? Okay. Part of me don't want to be here. I want a new place, and the part of me wants to be have something new, and so it causes that split. So that causes the issue too as well. When we're talking about the karmic situation, clear. We're talking about also as far as in our in the emotions collectively. Uh, they want love. Okay, so this right here, they want love, they want nurture. That's everybody. If you're a human being, you want that, you know. Platonic. It to me, when I say platonic, it's like no strings attached. It's not like it don't have the intimate, it don't have the passion or the other intimacy. That's got the sexual stuff that's linked into it. It's just pure, uncut love. This is what they want. And right now, like I said, hey, if you've been in that role of being that manipulator, that's why I said new word hunter. I say manipulator. In that thing, it's kind of hard for you to really truly be able to, because I'm hearing them saying you're operating from a place of fear, and you may placing fear in other people. And I know some people say it's best to be feared or to be loved. And that comes with a kind of weird double-edged sword. You be feared, you know, you don't really truly know if the person wants you for you. But if you come from it's best to be loved, you know that person is genuine. This is what they're talking about. Right now, they're saying that there's an issue here as far as the emotions. They want respect. They want mutual respect. They want mutual respect within themselves as far as the divine feminine energies, in their emotions, their spirituality, but also in leadership in the world. So within themselves, they want the respect, and on the outside, it's how they show up in the world. They want respect too as well. However, they are regretful. Okay. I said, and it's interesting, they got this torn up picture here, which lets me know that they're regretful of the image that they have portrayed out there in the world. Like I said, that boss that's manipulating and, you know, try to tug on heartstrings and doing that stuff. They're regretful of the way they're acting. You have also in the relationship manipulating, you know, saying they pregnant, they ain't pregnant. I'm just throwing out this stuff, you know, trying to say it's getting a marriage. I thought it was, but it's not, and you didn't find out, you know, the partner has. And so now it's like, okay, now, you know, why am I here? Now you lied to me, you manipulated me, stay in here. Now you ain't pregnant. So now, you know, I'm deuces. No, no, girl, I'm killing myself. You know, they're all different kind of things. I'm being over exaggerated and graphic about it. But however, these are some of the stories that have been brought to me by clients too as well. And I've read you all in timelines how things that they might even go, the lengths that they might go for their manipulation too as well. Or in the house, you know, regretful of the image of it, say, oh, I love this house, but I want someplace else. So those are some things. This situations come to mind. Okay, so when we're talking about the actions, what's going on as far as their thinking? What are they thinking right now? I don't know if I need a clarifier. Clear. So for the karma situations, what they're asking for again, 10. This is 10 of Pentacles. So right now we're coming to the place where we're ending. There's a lot of courting. I see that courting or trying to make fanning is false person because I see a fan. So they're being the false person. And at the same time, having the partner or whoever it is, the job bow down to them or the employees bow down to them if it's the job. Uh, Trying to make nice for the home to make sure that it seems like it's really feasible and it's livable, and in the relationships having their partners bow down to them and creating for them to like, oh look, I have them at my whim and beck and call. Okay, this is now, it's got a 10, which signals to me that that's now cycling out and we're beginning to start anew. Okay, what's happening with this is the reverse here. Okay, so they really feel like you got 4 wands here, but there's some actions that got to be taken. They feel as if, I knew that was going to happen, they feel as if, turn back on. I told myself they feel as if in some ways that it is they're trying to become pure. Okay, they're trying to wash themselves clean of what has happened before. And I see the trees here trying to get some acknowledgement, but trying to have more grounding to this, because we got 4 trying to ground themselves and really having this. But again, there's some actions that's got to take. So understand they got 4 wands there, so it means there's got to be some actions that got to be taken in emotions. I think about the 4 elements. There's got to be some things again. That's called alchemy. There's got to be some things that's got to take in place as far as in their emotions, in their spirit, in their thinking, in their movement, as well. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I did not turn this on. I know better than that. What am I missing? I said water, emotions, fire, actions, earth, grounding, becoming how they move in the material world too, and how they have that being in that one too, as well. And water, I say emotions, fire, water, air, and how they're thinking. Okay, so that's got to, in order for that to change, and they really saying they want to be change, they have to. But again, she's got this girth right here, which lets me know that when it comes to her showing up in their emotions, whether it's a him or her, again, that's got to be dealt with, because they still are having an identity crisis as to who they are. Okay, that's got to be worked out. That is the problem. Okay, also they're masking themselves, how they're showing up in the world. How they're showing up in the world is a problem too. I got a wand here as well. They're masking themselves. They think they're in the driver's seat about a lot of things. It's about the authority, but they're masking their emotions about being in that role as being in the driver's seat as well. But there's an action that's, and it's a big action, walking stick, which to me again about a forward movement, about even walking. There's required you walking away, walking towards something, but there's got to be some type of movement of walking. Hey, Miss Cheek. So that's got to happen as well. The next thing here is again, we got a sword. So there's a conflict. One, ace of swords. There's a big conflict as far as in their mind, how they're going to be able to do this. This is canaled. So that means how they're going to move, how they're going to have this passage created so they can be able to be moved from this massive or master manipulator or hunter or aggressor and the provider into being more of a natural state as well. Okay, so that's something that's got to work out with that. When we're talking about do I need to explain what's going on in their world? No, not really. What time is it? Oh, yeah, I can. Clear. What's going on specifically? Let's get a little eye thing about what's going on with them. So right now, it seems like spirit. Oh, okay. Spirit is trying to work with the karmic situation of these hard lessons that is occurring emotionally, as far as sudden wealth, which means to me that's a download. So they're getting downloads too as well. Spiritually, they help them with the spiritual completion and create this balance and this harmony here too as well. Here's the number 10 again. So there we ended some stuff. We ended some stuff so they could take this journey. How many is it? Gonna take a sentimental journey. Gonna put my heart at ease. So again, they're taking this sentimental journey. So it might be they going back and kind of in time to kind of really think about things that have occurred so they can be able to truly put their heart at ease. They got their bags packed. So again, I'm looking at these backpacks. I'm seeing some of them looking at like the future of how they want to actually be with a person, wanting that love, like they say, that pure love without the manipulation. In order for you to do that, you got to start all over again. Okay. Um, and that again, you might can't be. I'm hearing them saying still operating with the same pieces of the puzzle. If you got a piece missing, which is that because you're manipulating and taking some things, you might have to go to the store and buy you a whole different puzzle over again. So they want to take this journey. They have this despair in reverse. Two things, I got a fork in the road. Some of them are moving out of this despair, like some of them being the victim role. Like, I can't do this, and I love you, and I've been here years, and in this marriage, I gave you my heart, my soul. Sound like Mary J. Blige. I was your secretary and all that stuff, and now I feel like the victim, and so now they've been sitting there and they don't want to move because they feeling like they can get more power by playing in the victim role and being more manipulative of that. Some of them is like, F this shit. You know what? That's enough. I'm the overplayed. I'm tired of it. It's not changing anything. And so they want to create this newness that's going on here. They're moving out of despair. Some of them are moving into despair, figuring like, you know what? I thought I was powerful. Being in this situation is being the manipulator, but however, now I'm seeing that this thing is going to hell in a handbasket. This is not where I thought. I don't think even after this anybody's going to want me. I'm not as relying on friends. I might not have friends after this. When I make this next move, I might not have connections or coworkers if I'm leaving the job. So now here comes this desperation, and the only thing that I have for me is my loyalty to self, maybe, or my ability to be friends. What's the laugh? Loyalty, authority, and friendship. Those are the three things that the dog represents. That's all I got going for me, and so that is something again that they could be able to rebuild their new world with. Okay, how we doing? 26, doing real good. All right then. So now let's look at the shadow. So Source says the shadow, when we're talking about these karmic lessons that we got to deal with. What is it that the karmic, whether it's person, place, or thing, what is it that the shadow that they're dealing with at this time? I have bought up these cards in a minute. Woo! More than a minute. More than the New York minute. Let's see. Here we go. 3 cards. Hey, with the Queen of Hearts. Hiding your true self. Interesting. Now, you see, I like to bring it out in the box so y'all don't be thinking Miss Divine Sunshine up there pulling cards. She got cards already out there to line up with that. Isn't this what we're talking about? Again, this came from the beginning. Source said for the karmic lessons that we is experiencing. Again, the karmic lessons of person, place, or thing is moving us from the place of being, again, manipulator or being a hunter or the aggressor, getting in my way of the highway, to move into the natural thing of who we are. This is what these karmic lessons are coming for. So again, hiding your true self, not being really truly grounded and rooted. See, she's going in 2 different directions. That's that duality. Remember that duality card that came out before? Here it comes out again. So we got this duality. How's making you not be in your divine masculine and divine feminine energies? Maybe you're a little bit more in your masculine and less into your feminine energies. So we got to bring that balance there. So this is what's going on here with the karmic lessons right now. The lessons that's being brought to the karmic to understand again that you got to move into being your natural self. This is it. Grounded rooted is causing them. And then it's also not really being able to see. To me, I see some shame there, kind of downward as well. So we have this. And then fated to suffer. Then I talk about that victim role. Again, it's all in perspective. I always remember when I first started reading these cards, how I looked at that. I said, "Oh, I know what that is. That's Snow White. Snow White, and that's the evil witch." And then they like, "I got you." When I read the book and they describe what it is, they said, "No, that's not what that is. That's actually an old woman giving a young lady an apple because she was hungry." See, it's the stories. That's why I told you all, and I think I said that in the other one, the read that we did before. We got to watch the themes and the stories that we're telling ourselves. That's the same thing again with the karmic. With David and I had a nice conversation last night talking about um, that again. That we got to stop even on twin flame journeys about these hangups, about these terminologies, things that we use it because again it can be used against us because again it's illusionary. Things that we know now we might not know it to be the same later on, and I've learned that even by being on this channel so many years as well. So this is something again, this is going to help this karmic have an understanding as to again the karmic lessons for the karmic, okay, to understand. I'm hearing them saying, you know what, and let's not even get hung up there. When I'm talking about the karma lesson, I ain't even talking about somebody way out there. I'm talking about all of us has experienced some kind of karmic lesson. Rather it's your family member that's acting up, that's giving us the hard lesson, say, damn, they like a thorn in my side. They are pain in my ass. They are pain in my side. All of us have those kind of situations, or all of us, and this bring that to me too again, and this is going to be a trigger to some of you all, have been a karmic to somebody else. I've already had stated that. So the door swings both ways. Okay. So this is something again when I talk about the karmic lessons. This is the end of the day. This is what's going on. Is being helping us to push to stop being the one that's the aggressor. Is my way the highway, or being that manipulator, and moving into what our natural self is, who we naturally are, instead of putting on that act. Because to me, this all reads on to me is putting on an act, and how people are viewing you, and the things that you're talking to yourself as this karmic. If you are the person who's the karmic, or you're in the karmic situation, what's the story and things that they're telling themselves? That I'm the victim. Woe is me. I had a hard childhood. I never was treated right. And that's that thing that they keep on, and they want you to buy into that story. And you're like, okie dokie. And so then after a while, you're like, well, I'm not going to divorce because, when I met him, he had hard time. I'm thinking about Ike and Tina Turner. She's like, I was left as a child. He said he was left. And so I ain't going to leave Ike. I'm going to stay right here while he, as my mom said, beating Tina up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She's still staying there. So that's something that you have to watch the themes and the stories that you tell yourself why you're staying in that karmic situation, and the themes in the story that they're telling to you as to why you need to stay there in that. Just like that boss that I gave you as an example. Talk about, well, it's COVID and we down to 4 workers and we got to have you because we don't have enough people on the shift. That's the story. So watch it. Fated to suffer in the situation. Some people are in those common situations that, hey, that's all they want to do. They want to be proverbially underneath the thing of learning those hard lessons. And that's how they learn. Now, you saying, hey, I ain't that type of person. Like I tell people, I'm not an audio learner. I'm a visual. You show it to me and I can do it. Okay, that's the same thing. There's some people that's out here that's the way they learn. They love that. They want nothing but karma, the hard lessons, so they could be able to elevate and go to the next level. Some of us say, no, you show me a little bit, I see what I did wrong, I'm gonna correct it. You best believe I'm not gonna be doing that again. Some of us need that slap upside the head, some of that hit up on the boot tape for you to understand that. So you have to watch who these people that you kind of hang with or you linking up to in their connection, because some of them say that's the really way only way they can learn. They need that hard push. Okay. So last thing, as we wrap it up, I asked for advice for what's going on when we're talking about these karmic situations. While we're the ones that's being the karmic, they keep on pressing to say, no, you tell them. Rather, you're the one that's being the karmic, or you're the one that's having this in that karmic is that hard lesson too as well. We, at the end of the day, they say it's all about forgiving and learning. This is what we have to practice. This is what we have to deal with, the forgiving and the learning. So as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. This is what this person said. At the end of the day, or in this experience of this karmic lesson, it's about pure platonic love. Now, I use it as a person or a place of things so you can understand it a little bit, and you can put that meat and sink your teeth into it to understand that. But when we talk about these karmic lessons, these hard lessons, all of us have had this and have experienced it in some type of form or fashion, because again, that's the way in which we helps us to elevate. All lessons, especially this being Earth and this is a teachable planet, is not always going to be rainbows and stars and purple horseshoes and whatever lucky charms. It ain't going to be about that, because some of us, that's not the way we're going to learn, and that's not how we're going to be able to elevate. And they tell me, and that's how we're going to learn not to repeat it over again. Because if we had that nice way, we might say, well, I kind of got away with it last time, so maybe I might do it again. No, when you get those hard lessons, like these karmic lessons, most time when you do it, you go, oh hell, I ain't doing that over again. I will not do that. So you have to remember when you're talking about that again, these lessons help you to remember and for you to evolve and to change and do it. Or if you do find yourself in that same situation, you'll find yourself doing it a little bit different than you did the last time. Okay. So that is it for the karmic thing lessons. So you can know again. Um, and oh, I forgot to say on the last one because I was such in a hurry. Don't forget, if you want your GPS readings, I have them for 3 card. It's really a 3 deck reading for $7. Make sure you go to divineunisource11.co and you go take advantage of the sale that's going on. And to Spirit tells me, no, don't do it, I will stop. But right now, I've been turning the things back in 24 hours because I've got few, and whatever come in, I've been flipping them right back out. Okay, so if you put in your order today, you won't get your order until tomorrow because I'm tapped. It's the end of the day, so it's finito for me on my end. So you will get that the next following day. That's why I say 24 hours. All right then. So if you're interested in that, hop your little selves over there to divineunisource11.co to get that. And then always don't forget to remember to click like, share, and subscribe to this channel as well, so we can have other people join in with the spiritual revolution and the evolution of ascending and going to the next level. All right, then, always remember to thy own self be true. And as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, namago. Love you. Until next time, I'll be talking to you real soon. All right.